everybody, welcome back to HitPoint, a JRPG news show, an anime news show, a niche news show, a show where Baku and I talk about anything and everything that catches our interest or ire. We'll be previewing trailers, talking about rumors, recapping the best of the news that happened over the last 3 weeks. We broadcast live every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be responding to super chats at the end of the episode. And yeah, guys, I'm a little out of practice. I'm sorry. It's been too long. I had it nailed, and then there was just this stretch.
You did.
There was this stretch of time, and it all fell apart. That's all right.
You'll get it back.
That's. I think that the real intro were the friends we made along the way.
I believe in you.
Guys, it is good to see you. I am Super Dereck. This is my best friend and co-host, Baku-san JRPG.
Hey, whoa.
Man. How have you been for these last couple of weeks, man?
Busy. School is killing me. And the only time that I have to do anything is I'm either streaming or I'm messing with keyboards. I've been getting into that keyboard hobby, and
thank goodness keyboards are such a cheap and inexpensive hobby to get into.
Totally super inexpensive to get into.
You know, if anybody's like curious about like hobbies to like get into, I would say keyboards and espresso and RPGs. I think those are like the 3 most expensive hobbies that you can get into.
They're pricey. Well, okay, it's still better than like messing with actual cars. Like
that's
having
true.
a project car and putting all these gears in. Like coilovers are like $2,000 right off the bat. So like that's, yeah. But other than that, yeah, the keyboards are a kind of
yeah, it's something you can actually tinker with, but without like having to like not be able to get to work the next day if you screw up.
Or just like outright kill myself. Say, oh, the brake stopped working. Huh.
Oh yeah.
Must have been that one screw that I didn't put in. Oops.
All right. Well, everybody, look forward to Baku's next channel called Baku-san Car PGs.
Car PGs, yes. Okay, you laugh, but the other day, one of our friend on Twitch, he's been streaming that Square Enix, not Square Enix, Squaresoft. Remember that it was like Racing Lagoon?
Oh, yes.
Was it? Yeah. It was just like, oh my god, you are playing a car racing RPG.
A car PG.
The car PG. Like that was a thing.
It is. There's actually a couple of racing RPGs. That's kind of weird. That I don't remember what they are. I think there was that one, Racing Lagoon. Mm-hmm. There's another one on TurboGrafx, if I'm not misremembering things, with like random encounters, but instead of a combat, it's like a race, and you gain experience points. It's weird, but anyways, hey, let's talk a little bit about what's been going on. I guess for me, the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
So a couple things is there's a couple of things I've been playing through, a few RPGs. I sat down for an 8-hour long tattoo session the other day. It's not finished.
What?
It's not finished, so I'm not going to show it off yet. But I'm getting a new tattoo done. And so I was like, I need something to do for those 8 hours. Because I mean, after a while, the pain just gets boring, right? And you just need to like do something. So I actually started a playthrough of Undertale for the very first time, because I'm like on this little indie kick. Because I also did a review of Sea of Stars, which is out now, by the way, if you care about that sort of thing. And I was like, this is like the very first like indie RPG that kind of blew up, and I don't know why I never played it before, and it's such a short game and it's really inexpensive, so I went ahead and played it, and afterwards I was like, this is really interesting. I enjoyed it. I did a pacifist run, and then I did the true pacifist run, and then I was like, I'm gonna look up some theories about this game on game theory, because it's just kind of interesting. I want to see what did I miss, and I've apparently missed quite a bit, but Unfortunately, because one of those videos I watched was like the first 5 minutes, Matt Pat was just talking about like his terrible experience after talking about Undertale. That I'm like,
Ooh.
I'm just not gonna, I'm not gonna touch that. I'm not making a video, but I did enjoy the game, so I'll leave it at that.
9-foot pole.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. Nope.
If you like the game but have any criticism, that's no good. If you like the game but didn't like it as much as they do, that's also no good. So, but if you like it too much, then you're just a fanboy.
Suffice it to say, I enjoyed it, and that is the end of this discussion. Next. Next up, I did actually have a very, very important announcement. Okay, and I wrote a script for it too and everything. Okay.
Yes.
Attention RPG enthusiasts and stylish tea lovers. This is an announcement you won't want to miss. After a decade of diving deep into the world of RPGs, I've taken my passion and created something truly special for you. I'm unveiling a t-shirt that features some of my all-time favorite RPG items, a reflection of my 10 years of dedication to RPGs and reviewing them. But this isn't just any old t-shirt. Oh no! These limited edition tees are brought to life by the artistic brilliance of Switch Wicked, designed professionally and screen printed right here locally with skilled hands. Through a meticulous process of vibrant colors are hand pressed into the fabric itself, called screen printing, ensuring that the print doesn't just sit on top, but actually melds into the garment beautifully. It's not just like printed on with a machine or ironed on. This is handcrafted passion imprinted on fabric. Constructed with premium Bella canvas tees, we're talking unmatched comfort and enduring quality. And our commitment to our planet, they are sustainably produced in the United States as well. Available now in 2 subtle yet sophisticated colors, the classic ivory white and the soothing sage green. And hey, while you're at it, support the community even more. My good friend David Vink is also launching his Pride and Joy t-shirt on the same Switch Wicked site. So you can actually bundle up and get his shirt as well and save on the cost of shipping and handling. So
HitPoint t-shirt is also available.
Oh yeah, and get a Hype Responsibly tee also. Yeah. And celebrate with a decade of RPGs with a tee that speaks volumes, quality design, and a whole lot of heart. Secure yours in this exclusive pre-sale that unfortunately it ends tonight. These aren't just t-shirts, they're stories. Wear the adventure. Yeah.
Wow, they pay you to do this?
No. I just did this because I wanted to be a little extra. In fact, so I wanted to tell everybody about these a couple of weeks ago. This pre-sale has been going on for the last 2 weeks. I was like, I'm gonna announce it on HitPoint tonight. Cancel. Oh,
I'm sorry. This
and then
is my fault.
and then I was like, that's okay. It's okay. I got another whole week. That's probably fine. Cancel.
I'm sorry.
It is
100% my fault.
It's all right, Baku. I'm taking it out of your paycheck. Just kidding.
That's gonna hurt.
No, but I have gone above and beyond and just like making other things to just celebrate the anniversary and the inclusion of this t-shirt. So I have a couple of videos that I've actually prepared. It's actually a series of 4 videos that I'm showing on YouTube. Like I've been putting little community posts out there featuring these, and I've been putting them on Twitter, but I haven't actually put them on YouTube itself because they're like 15 seconds long, and YouTube's going to be like, this is crap. We're going to kill your channel now. So, so I wanted to show a couple of these real quick, if I could here. Yeah. So this is my RPGs in real life little series of shorts that I filmed with Switch Wicked. This one's called World Maps Are BS, because like in every RPG you get a world map, right? And it's like, oh yes, I can use this to navigate. Oh. Oh, there went the... So, there's...
I don't know if I would take that carrot. Or that hamburger, for that matter.
Oh, yeah.
It's been sitting out there for so long.
Uh-oh. What's that? The carrot returned.
Derek's indeed touching grass.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood. Oh no. Or slime. Oh, now you're drinking a Mountain Dew.
Okay.
Is that Mountain Dew? Tell me it's Mountain Dew.
I mean,
God.
it was partially Mountain Dew. Partially.
Oh.
It was Mountain Dew mixed with some other ingredients to make it look a little like milkier, you know, a little like less, because this is what Mountain Dew looks like. You know,
you made
and that was
elixir.
cloudy. Yes, I made like a magical elixir, and it was gross. Let me tell you. It was not good. But it was a lot of fun. Dane from Switch Wicked and I went out and filmed that in the last sweltering afternoon. I'm just like, yeah, this is going to be a great time to go out and film a bunch of crap out in this little like, there's this awesome little like park near us that's kind of outside the town that I live in. And it's just this grove of old walnut trees. It's so beautiful. There's some footage I wish I could show you that was like, it was picturesque. It was like out of a scene from like Mortal Kombat 1. Anyways, it was a lot of fun, and I just wanted to share that with everybody to help like celebrate the 10-year anniversary and go a little extra. But unfortunately, like I said, tonight is the last night that we have this open. I reached out to Switch Wicked though. I'm gonna see, because I know that this is not enough time for most people to even see this. So I reached out to Switch Wicked. I'm gonna see if I can get like a 1-day extension on this. So if you're listening to this after the fact on Monday, you might still have a chance to get in on it. Go to shop.superdereckrpgs.com to get this shirt, because like the idea was if we sell a bunch, I would probably have some extras made that people could also buy after the fact, but I haven't been able to promote it as much as I would love to. So this is a very good chance that you might not be able to get any others after tonight or after tomorrow. I don't know which. So yeah, act now while supplies last. Unironically,
I
seriously.
I got the green one because I wanted the green one. But now that I'm looking at the ivory one, I'm a slight buyer remorse. Like I should have gotten the ivory one. I don't know. They both look pretty good.
They really are.
I'm gonna stick with the stage. I'll stick with the stage. I'm not gonna. Nope. I'm gonna stick with the stage. I don't have a sage shirt.
Okay.
I'm gonna get sage. Okay. No changes.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, and the one I'm wearing right now, by the way, is the sage, and I'm wearing it with over top of a long sleeve tee that's also from Switch Wicked. Yeah, these are so dang comfortable. This is a slightly different version of the tee than like what you have on. These are like their classic fit, which is like it's a slightly thicker, like mostly like cotton kind of tee. So it's a bit, it's good fall weather wear, I would say. Yeah, and they're also a little less like sheer in the color of white, which is kind of important for some people. So we were pretty particular about the color choices we went with, but man, I'm just so in love with this design. Okay,
it looks good.
So next, before we go too much further, before I like go off the rails talking about how much I love this tea, we got a voicemail from Jester, and I wanted to go ahead and play it.
Yes. Hey, Derek and Baku. This is Jester from Discord. My question to you guys is, for your favorite RPG, how would you improve it? For example, my favorite RPG of all time is Chrono Cross. One way I would improve the game itself would be to cut out the large playable cast, then have them be side quests where you can get equipment or skills, since you pretty much get stronger depending on how you battle in the game.
So, yeah, I think that that's actually a really good idea. To like, if Chrono Cross had been a little bit more focused on just a few characters, and instead like keep those other characters like he said, but just like make them to where instead of like them joining you or something, you just get something from them. Like, I think that's a pretty solid option to maybe improve that or streamline that process for some people.
Yeah.
Would that
You only
fix
get
it for
to
you,
use
Baku?
like you only get to use 3 characters at a time.
Yeah.
There are like 50, 60 characters or
There's
something.
there's like
to that
35. There's like 35.
35. Okay, still. You get to use 3 at a time. And people are like, "Oh yeah, but Suikoden." Yeah, Suikoden you get to use what, like 9 to 6 or 6 at a time, right? 6.
Yeah, you could use 6 at a time, unless you're playing
6 at a time.
Suikoden 4, in which case you only
Oh.
had 4 at a time.
Yeah.
Which is another reason people hate that one.
We don't talk about that game.
It's so good though. I like it.
But yeah, you get to use like 6 characters. Like that's double the amount. Like it doesn't sound like a lot from 3 to 6, but that's literally double. So I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't think that would fix it for me. But that would improve it certainly.
Well, so I had a little bit of extra time. So the question was also like, what would we do to improve our own favorite RPGs? And you know, Earthbound is it's my favorite RPG, and and boy does it ever have a few rough patches. So I've had a little bit of time to think about this, and honestly, the big one for me for Earthbound was honestly just inventory management. Like, I know it's such a small part of the game, but it's also such a bad part of the game. Like, your inventory is so limited because like every character has a backpack or a little bit of storage. So eventually when you have all 4 characters, you have 4 sheets in which you can hold all of your items, and items don't like stack. So if you have like 5 hamburgers take up 5, pieces of your inventories, 5 slots, instead of like, hamburger times 5. So if I were to try to improve Earthbound, I think that's where I would really change things up and just make it like a bag of holding, honestly, because it's so unnecessary to have it linked to the number of characters that you have. Just infinite holding of items, sure, whatever. The only thing that I might restrict that on were probably bottle rockets or something, because those can they will destroy the game really easily. Like the multi-bottle rockets and stuff. But otherwise, that's, I think, the low-hanging fruit that I would do. But I know that's just like tinkering around the edges. And part of me is like, I should be a little more daring with what I want out of an improvement patch of Earthbound or something. But at the same time, like, the reason I love it is because I love everything about it. So,
right? That's hard, man. That's hard.
Maybe make it a little, I don't know, a little longer. I don't even know what I would want to do with it, honestly.
It's hard. It's hard.
What's your favorite RPG, and what would you do to
that's
Trials of Mana
question? Well, Trials of Mana. Let's talk about Trials of Mana for a second, because that is the first game that came up to my mind. Like, if I could. My biggest gripe with that game is towards the end game, your strongest equipments are randomized in these like
the seeds.
Seeds, yeah, I hated the seeds. The seeds are so silly. It's like, okay, the class change items, you kind of have to farm that, which is relatively easy because you only get a certain amount of choices out of those seeds, right? And that's fine. But the gears are like literally every single possible gear that you can get at that level could possibly show up for all your characters, regardless if you can actually equip them or not. Not to mention duplicates.
Yeah.
So to get a full set for all 3 characters, it's a pain.
It's a lot of save scumming, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And wait, I can't remember. Can you save scum it, or are there like protections against save scumming?
No, I think you could use the seed. I mean, you can use the seed, and then like,
I think it's based off of like the last
reload.
enemy you fought or something.
Some stuff like that. But you can do it. It's just a pain. is a pain to do.
Yeah.
It's such a chore that was very unnecessary.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, like the rest of the game, it's just like I love its flaws and all. Sometimes there are little quirks to the game that some people will be like, oh, that's terrible, but for me, it's like, no, that's kind of part of the charm.
You know,
So,
I would say that there's some overlap there with Earthbound with getting the best gear for Pooh involves fighting hordes and hordes of Starman Super, I think, in order to get the Sword of Kings, which, I mean, I do it every time, but you have a 1 in 128 chance of getting it, which doesn't seem like a lot. It's like, oh yeah, you should just be able to fight 100 Starmen or something and you'll get it. And hypothetically, on average, you'd be right. But in practice, I mean, that's not always the case. In practice, you can spend like 8 hours playing the game just trying to get the Sword of Kings. And then by the time you do, you're already strong enough to fight and kill, the final boss of the game. So yeah, there's that. I think that it's one of those things that it's there and you can do it, but I think it's one of those mechanics that they didn't expect you to get all of them or to spend your time doing all of those things. But our love for those games means we must do them. And that in turn makes the tedium way bigger than the developers intended, I think. That's my thought at the moment.
I'll throw one more. And a lot of people are not going to like me for saying this, but here it is. Near Automata, just cut 9S's part out. Period. Just don't care for the guy.
Oh, that's spicy.
Cut him out. I don't care. I mean, no, you can keep him in the game. That's fine. I'm not saying like cut the character out. I mean, cut his entire arc, like that entire playthrough where you play as him. Cut that out. I don't need it. I'd rather we see more of like their adventure rather than playing through the entire section just to see things from his perspective when it's not that much of a difference that you couldn't have done like in a different way, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't want to play through the entire thing again. But yeah, I know some people are like, how dare you?
Oh, man.
Nines is such a good boy. Call me Nines, ma'am.
Why would you get us canceled like that, Baku? Why would you?
Oh no.
Jeez.
Well, okay. So you were talking about like toxic. What is it?
Well, I mean, I didn't.
Well, not toxic,
in the episode.
But,
during the pre-show, I might have said something about it, but
yeah, certain combative fan base, a near fan base is not that bad. Although the ones who particularly like 9S, I don't know. We'll see.
Everybody, make sure you let Baku know on Twitter just how much you love 9S.
Yeah, please tell me how much you
Baku
like
on
Nines. He likes to be called Nines. Okay, Derek. That's his
is he
preferred
dressed
name,
to the nines? Because if not, then I don't think he deserves it. But anyways, yeah. So thank you, Jester, for the voicemail. And if you listening at home, yes, you, if you would like to leave us a voicemail, you may do so at 785-337-3805. But remember to get your shirt first, because supplies are running out. Okay,
do it right now. Just
actually supplies aren't running out. We're actually going to make them to order, but time is actually running out. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, that is about it for voicemails. Now, I did actually want to make a return to a section that we haven't actually used for a little while called The Question of the Week.
I was waiting for
Sorry, I had to adjust my settings. It just doesn't sound right if I say it without all of the effects applied.
Sure.
So it is about that time of the year, the spoopy time of the year. Baku, are you playing anything for Spooptober?
Nope, I'm going to Japan.
Oh, that's spooky. Well,
For 2 weeks.
well, that's cool. That's cool.
In exchange, I get to be out of the country for 2
You know
weeks.
what? Actually, that reminds me, another game that might actually be a really good answer to this question is the one that you played that takes place within Tokyo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
so
would be good.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the question of the week I have for y'all, or you all, depending on where you are, is what is your favorite Halloween time RPG? Not necessarily a Halloween themed RPG, although sure you can qualify those. Just like what is a good RPG to play that gets you in the spirit? I've been thinking a lot about this lately. I'm actually working on a video that I'm hoping to put out this week.
Mhm.
And I hope that you'll watch it if you see it come through. But I want to get your feedback, your thoughts on the best RPGs to play around Halloween time. And we'll be responding to that question ourselves during the next episode.
show.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, make sure that you respond to the comments down below because it helps us too to get
So
that.
what was the question from like 3 weeks ago?
It was about Tokyo Game Show predictions, I think.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
No, no. Last show was post.
Oh no,
Tokyo Game Show.
yeah,
That
we
could
didn't.
be.
No, I mean like that was the last time that we had a question of the week.
Okay.
Because we didn't add it to the template for the document, and I forgot to start asking them. So, anyways, that's the new question of the week, and we'll see what you guys thought next week. So I'm looking forward to that because I need some suggestions.
Yeah, well, if people need suggestions, actually, we've got a couple of horror games that we're going to be talking about. One of which is actually an RPG, and I'll look forward to let Derek tell you about it later.
Great.
Look forward to it.
Now I did actually have one last bit of housekeeping before we actually start talking about RPG news. And I'm sorry, we're about a half hour in, but okay. So here's something that I just felt was kind of important to let y'all know about who are listening at home. And that is that here, if I can share my screen. Let's see, where's the button? There we go.
This is the weirdest post I woke up to.
Nope,
by the
that
way.
didn't work. Okay, well, I can't share my screen right now. Oh, but I could probably do it from here. Okay. So here's something that was kind of weird. I read an email that I got the other day from YouTube, and it said this: "Dear Super Dereck RPGs, we want to let you know that our teams reviewed your content and we think it violates our spam, deceptive practices, and scams policy. We know you may not have realized that this violates our policies, so we're not applying a strike to your channel. However, we have removed the following content from YouTube. A URL from scarletviolet.pokemon.com/en-us. That is the official Pokemon Scarlet Violet website, and apparently that violates YouTube's terms. And we realize that may be disappointing news, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, that's not really like I don't personally care too much, but it sounds a little threatening, like yeah, they're not applying a strike this time, but what was this for? So let me like scroll down. I'm like, hey, because the only way you can get support on YouTube is Twitter. I tweeted, hey,
it's insane.
Team YouTube, is this a thing? I said, so you think linking to an official Pokemon website counts as like a scam or misleading information, or what's going on here? So they said, oh, let's check that out. Can you give us a link? And so I did. And they said, we recommend checking out this resource for more details about our external links policy, which, if you follow that, is YouTube saying, don't put links to things that are like pornography or the website that installs malware or things of that nature. You can read this at your leisure if you would like. So yeah, they said, here's our policy. Don't link to bad stuff. So to which I said, which of those things are you implying that Pokemon is doing on their official website? And the follow-up is, yeah, just go over the resources we provided. Yeah. Basically, just stop linking to inappropriate things, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm guessing it's the fact that Pokemon has Gardevoir or whatever. It's probably getting us removed.
Pokemon, so many inappropriate things happening in Pokemon.
I mean, such lewd. Much
the pornography, the scam, all the Bitcoins that's happening
very
in
curious.
Pokemon.
I'm very curious about how many people do you suppose have linked to the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet website over the years that it's been out? Like how many people do you think got like that threatening message?
I imagine a good amount. That's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It is the one of
And
the biggest franchise in the world, and it's their official website.
and a human being responded to that saying, "Yeah, here's our article about linking to malicious content. Don't be malicious." Okay.
It is.
So all of that is to say, long story short, we are not going to be linking to websites in the video descriptions any longer. Up to this point, we've been including links to the various websites as part of our citation of sources. We're still going to vocally include our sources when we go over news items, but unfortunately, I cannot link to them at risk of being threatened by YouTube of receiving a content strike or something. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think someone posted to us last video. It's like, oh, you're not going to link stuff? It's like, well, no, we're not. And here's the reason why. So sorry, it's not up to us. And if you look at all of our videos, every one of them, and you know how I know, because I typically have all the links for all the stuff that I read, and I post them in there. So we've been very, very diligent in giving you the source of where we get the news, so you can go and verify it yourself. Primary sources, right? But YouTube doesn't like it, so don't get mad at us.
Yeah,
this is not a
this is not the first time I've heard of this. It has affected some of my other friends as well. So I don't really know if there is a solution other than just hope that YouTube takes their head out of their butts at some point. All right, that is the housekeeping for today. It is done. All right, time to change sections.
Delays.
Yay.
Yay, more bad news.
All right. This bad news is sponsored by the Super Dereck 10th anniversary tea. Get yours today.
Yes. So,
it's not bad
delay.
news. I mean, it kind of, we'll see. I don't know.
Slight delay in Chain Echoes, physical edition of the game, being produced by First Press Games, has silently been delayed into Q4 of this year. It was originally supposed to have come out during summer of 2023, which would have passed. And then it silently changed into Q3. No, grand announcements, no apologies, just Q3. This is fine. And now it's Q4, just silently being pushed back. And the only reason I know is because we bought one and I went and looked to see why it has not been shipped yet, since it's supposed to be Q3. And wouldn't you know, it's October. And yeah, so now it's in Q4. So if you guys are still waiting for your physical edition,
you're not alone.
Feel free to, you're not alone. I won't be getting into Q4, fingers crossed. Potentially Q1 next year, who knows? We'll see. We'll get it when we get it.
My guess is that the pre-orders have been pretty overwhelming, and that they're struggling with supply chain stuff, maybe, to fulfill all the orders. So hopefully we'll have good news soon.
I'm just hoping they don't suddenly just go like bankrupt.
Ooh, that would be bad.
So I
don't bring that evil into this household. Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Okay, so I told you that recently I've gotten into like more into like the keyboard hobby, and one of the things that you have to know, first thing they'll tell you in the keyboard hobby is be careful of group buys, because group buy is not a guarantee you'll get the item. Like, there are failed group buys. It's like what is it called? It's like crowdsourcing, crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Like a game.
When you crowdfund a game, you're not necessarily buying the game, because a lot of those won't actually still make it.
Yeah, like group buy is exactly the same way. So, typically pre-orders, you have very established publishers, like Nisa is not going to suddenly go out of business, we would think. Or like Square Enix is not going to suddenly go out of business. They might be bought, but they're not going to go out of business out of nowhere. But when you've got like an indie game that's being, having their physical items produced by a more fly by night kind of company, it
Mhm.
does make you worry a little bit. Maybe they're not financially as stable as some of these other publishers. Not to say anything bad about First Press Games.
Yeah.
I don't know what size they are, but I've at least not heard of them until now.
And it
So
looks like they have some pretty lofty goals, and I hope that they're able to fulfill them. But yeah, this is probably
fingers crossed.
unprecedented for them. They're probably like, oh yeah, it's just an indie game. We got this, no biggie. And then turns out it's Chained Echoes. So I'm sure that it's probably fine. It's just probably a bit more than they bid off, than they meant to. I don't know.
Well, a word of caution to I'm 8-bit, by the way, because I'm 8-bit is responsible for the physical edition of guess what game? Sea of Stars.
Yep. But you can get yours on PlayAsia if you'd rather, which is supposedly coming out in December.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
that's what they say on PlayAsia's website, the multi-language option. It looks nice.
I want the limited edition.
I know.
That's why I'm waiting. Like, I'm 8-bit and I want like the English in there already.
Yeah. That's going to be great.
Anyways.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to talk about fun stuff. Yeah.
Yep. There we go.
Yes.
Fun stuff.
Upcoming releases, but not really upcoming releases because we missed like 3 weeks of show. Starting with
upcame releases.
Upcame releases. Yes, the newest entry to the Disgaea series, Vows of Virtueless, was released on October 3rd for PS4, 5, Switch, and PC on Steam. Both physical and a standard and limited edition are actually both still available at the Nisa store. So if you feel like, oh no, I didn't watch HitPoint and I totally missed the sale, well, you can still get it right now, even the limited edition through the Nisa store. We got a trailer for you just in case you're wondering like what does Disgaea 7 look like, because we haven't really looked at it since the initial announcement. Yeah. So
all right,
high time we take a look at it.
Yeah, let's play. Okay.
The name's Fuji. Maybe you've heard of me.
Oh, that's loud. There we go.
This is my story. Your timing's great. I was about to risk my life working on a netherworld sardine boat.
That game actually looks pretty good.
That was pretty good VA, if I may say so. I know some people just have a predisposition against English VA, but that's not bad.
It's pretty good.
Don't tell me we have to work together.
Imagine having to share the main character role with somebody else.
Oh, I could never. Except for during HitPoint.
So apparently the girl is like some kind of a otaku of like this land
of this
culture.
World. Okay.
Yeah. So
I thought you were talking about the VA.
No,
like, really?
The actual character. Yeah, the actual character is some kind of an otaku who is like really into this land's culture. So I'm just like, wow, they're making fun of weebs. I'll take it. So the land this game is based on is like ancient Japan in a way, right? So that's where the main character is from. And then you have this like foreign person who's like super into the culture. I'm like, wow, they are totally making fun of weebs right now. But I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh, and save Hinomoto too, I guess.
And the game's already out, so if people want to, try the game.
I think that
it's out there.
I kind of
for like 12 days now. Like
I kind of like the older style of Disgaea, but I think that as far as like this looks, is really not bad. It's not a bad way forward for the Disgaea series as far as like I think that they're staying true to the original art style really well in this transition to polygons, which most people did, a long time ago. But I feel like Disgaea is doing pretty good now. That looked all right.
I think between people making peace with the change in style and the fact that they are actually improving in this direction, somewhere along the way, they may just appease enough people to continue to support the game. The new setting looks amazing. I've always wondered why they never did like a Japan style hell. All the
Yeah.
hells that they have ever shown or has always been like more Western based. But and then
this
wonder
this
no more.
appeals
Here
to
we
my
are.
inner weeb for sure.
Your inner weeb. My inner weeb is tingling. Yeah, so that came out a couple of days ago. So yeah, go check it out. Go get the game.
Again, that game was Disgaea 7.
Disgaea 7, Vows of the Virtueless. Yes.
Next up, marvelous and exceeds farming, crafting, dungeon adventuring RPG Silent Hope was also released on the 3rd of October for Switch and PC via Steam, and we have a trailer for that too.
Yes. Another game that we haven't looked at and since like the announcement. This one is appealing to all the folks who likes like Rune Factory kind of deal, I think.
Yeah.
But more RPG. Yeah. So I think if you have like a scale of like farming / RPG games, on the one end you have like Animal Crossing with like no battle.
Yeah.
And then next to that you have like Story of Season. Then next to that you have like Rune Factory, which is like light RPG, right? And then I think you have something like this, which is probably like definitely more RPG focused, and farming is definitely more on the side.
Yeah, this looks more like my kind of game. It looks, I think, also a bit more like if you grew up playing a lot of like DS or 3DS, with like these kind of chibi characters, I think that this is, it kind of looks like that, a bit more DS-ish.
Yeah.
If that can be a thing.
And no, it's definitely an art style.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about like NIS art style and like Super Nintendo art style, like PlayStation 1 kind of art style. DS definitely has like a certain kind of art style too. That was like pretty
with the giant
prevalent.
heads and like the pointy little arms kind of. I feel like that. When did that come to prevalence? Was that
I don't know. I think we saw a little bit of that in PS1 era already. PS1, PS2.
Maybe a bit of PS2.
Yeah.
There's definitely one that comes to mind, but like I can see it in my head. They didn't even have feet. They just had pointy legs that just ended. And I feel like that's kind of, yeah. Anyways, this I think looks really awesome so far.
You know what's funny is that we have another game that looks just like that later on that we'll talk about.
I know. Because I was actually already looking at it earlier.
Oh, you saw it? Okay. Yeah.
So I know exactly which one you're talking about. And I at first I thought this was that, and then like, no, this looks a little different. Okay. Stop playing. There we go. Okay.
You know what it is? Both of them both have 7 heroes. Maybe that's why.
Could be. So this game again was called Silent Hope, and you can play it on Switch and PC via Steam.
All right. Next up, we got Front Mission 2 Remake that is coming from Forever Entertainment, and that was
I can't wait for this to come
after.
Oh.
That was released 10 days ago, only on the Switch. Physical version are actually available over at Forever Limited. Cannot give you the link because otherwise we'll get flagged again for, violating something. But just, go look up Forever Limited. And we have a trailer for that too.
All right.
Many trailers. Many trailers.
All right. Here, I gotta.
Very trailer heavy today.
That's all right. These have been kind of short trailers so far. Yeah, we'll get through them real quick. We got a lot,
I
though.
actually really like the look of the new Front Mission. I will say that the reception has not been great. So I wonder
the question
is
it because it's being held back by its roots? Or is it because are people expecting it to be like a modern game? Are they
maybe they're expecting Armor Core, They're like, "Oh, how come it doesn't look like Armor Core?" This ain't no Armor Core. Ah!
This is not my Gundam.
This is not my gun. Not my Gundam. No, there are some critiques that are very valid, and we can talk about it after the trailer. But just speaking on the trailer alone, it actually looks pretty good. The gameplay looks pretty solid. It's basically what I would expect from a remake of Front Mission, like the Super Nintendo version of it, anyhow. And looks fine to me as a not AAA remake. Yeah, it's a little jank, and this is the thing, like that little jankiness, that to me is kind of like a charm.
It kind of
It's
adds
not
to the
bad.
roboticness. Yeah.
It adds to it, yeah. So I'm not mad at it. From Mission 3 remake will be announced sometime soon. That is on the list of to do. They had initially announced, of course, that they would remake all 3 Front Mission, and so far they've delivered 2 of those. So we'll wait until they do the crowd favorite, Front Mission 3. That's actually the one that a lot of people got into the series, is that game.
I bet.
So talking about the unfavorable feedback, most of it has to do with the translation.
Oh.
So apparently, I mean, there's this whole crazy backlash that's happened in the last like 2 weeks for the game. A lot of fans are finding that it looks like, they have no proof of it, but it looks like they might have used a lot of like machine translation. So a lot of awkward phrasing and just like stuff that makes no sense. And they just kind of like throw it out there and just like call it a day. It was so bad that Forever Entertainment actually released a statement on Twitter saying that they will do further work on localization. So, I don't know about buying that physical copy right now, because, that physical copy is going to have the bad translation. The whole point of having a physical copy is that
you don't need to download stuff. Yeah.
Right. Like you have the good version. I don't trust that that's like the good version.
Yeah. A physical edition of the game should be basically set in stone. And yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
speaking
of mecha, can I distract everybody for a moment? Because I wanted to say that I am officially.
Did you?
You
did.
I am officially a real mecha weeb.
Ooh.
This is my Valimar. His wings aren't on at the moment, but I did all of the. Yeah. He came out. He's looking really good, I think.
That looks really good.
I'm very pleased. The detailing that I had to do on all of like the gold, it did not come that way. It was a big pain. A lot of little tiny fine painting. But I'm very pleased with the way that it came out so far.
I mean, isn't that the labor of love though?
Yeah, that's all. It's all part of it. I feel like I feel like a Jedi who has just constructed his own lightsaber for the first time as like a his coming of age thing. So I am officially an otaku. Thank you. You can celebrate this by getting my 10th anniversary tee at shop.superdereckrpgs.com.
Good segue.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry. Like I said, this is the only show I can promote it in, so it's happening all night. Okay. Next
I'll post a link just for you. Okay, got it.
I need a bot. Okay. The next one the next upcoming game that is came on the 6th of October was the latest Sword Art Online game called Last Recollection, which just dropped on 2 weeks ago for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X, S, and PC via Steam. The game is based on an original story where a certain key character in the main series did not die.
Won't tell you who.
I mean, I won't tell you who, because I mean, I don't know who. Did somebody die? Am I about to be spoiled?
I mean, you won't see in the trailer either. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
many people died in this series. Just one of them didn't, and that's what
was it like
new story is based on.
Was it like unnamed henchman B from the first episode of SAO who like tried to remove his helmet?
Dang it! You ruined it. Yes, it was in fact henchman B from the first season. we saved his life, and then somehow the entire world just like diverges.
Man,
Multiverse,
may his final words be forever enshrined. R.I.P.
He's voice acted this time, you know.
Yeah.
He wasn't voice acted in the original game, but he's voice acted now.
So I, full disclosure, have not watched SAO in a long time. So I'm so far out of the loop.
Oh yeah, no. You know what? This is the crazy thing is.
But people love the series, and so they're
People
probably
like
going to
the
be
series,
they're probably going to be miffed that I'm making fun, but I'm not. I'm making fun of the fact that I know nothing about what's going on.
I feel like my life is not in jeopardy when I make fun of SAO, like the way that I make fun of Trails or Persona is.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel a lot safer making fun of SAO. Because like fans of SAO are like, yeah, we know this is pretty crappy, but we love it. we know why this is bad, but we like it because it's bad.
You like it anyway. Hey, you know what? I talked about, in my video about was it about being an RPG snob, basically? Or don't be an RPG snob, is to not like a game by denying that it has faults or flaws, but by embracing them and enjoying those things despite their flaws or even because of them. So
coming
cool.
Full circle to that question from the call, like from the voicemail. That's why that question was so hard. It's like, yeah, my favorite game, I know the flaws, but I like some of the flaws. It adds to it for me. So
I know. Like, I would never change the voice acting in Legend of Dragoon. Spinning cane.
Oh no.
Burning
I would actually
rush. I would never change that.
I would pay money to add the original Resident Evil voice acting back into the remake if I could. It doesn't.
That would be an incredible mod. Oh my god,
it's so good! It's such a good mod.
So, Sword Art Online: Last Recollection. Again, it is available already on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series XS, and PC via Steam.
That's right. All right. Next up, we've got a nice little indie from developer This I Dreamt and publisher Serenity Forge. This JRPG, Long Gone Days, and they call themselves JRPG. Don't get mad at me. Released a couple of days ago, 5 days ago, on the 10th on Steam, and we can take a look at a quick trailer just to show you what this game is about.
And I've heard really good things about this from other RPG reviewers.
Yeah, Long Gone Days. So Long Gone Days is a indie RPG. It's turn-based. It's a good amount of strategy involved with the gameplay too. But it's really the story, I think, that really shines for a lot of people. Like, it's got a lot of nuanced discussion about wars, and I think that's super cool that they're able to tackle a topic in more maybe less safe terms than, some bigger companies may. Because as much as you think larger companies like, ooh, they are really going there, they're not really going there. They're still playing it very safe, right? Indies, now they can go there.
Oh, they will go there.
They will go there. And that's why I have so much respect for indies, and we just got a soft spot for them. Apparently, like, language barrier is a theme here, which is a very real thing that a lot of other media just like to just ignore. Like, everyone just speaks a common language in a lot of places, like games.
English, the universal language.
Don't you love it when you play a game with like actual like space foreign aliens and then they just like know how to communicate with each other somehow? It's like, huh. Well, no explanation. It just happens. But yeah, you play as a elite sniper who's been, I think it's like this person's, I don't know if this person has been genetically engineered, but at least the main character was raised to be a sniper from like childhood. So there was a child soldier racing kind of program. That's what I remember. So yeah, the game looks fantastic. I would highly recommend it for people who want a more actually dark story that aren't dark for darkness sake. It's actually,
what I think is kind of wild is, like, the older I get, because I mean, a lot of people don't think I'm this old, but I am 37 now. And the older I get, and the more like the whole like child soldier thing that I hear about and see in various forms of media is kind of like, I mean, like, yeah, it sucks and it's like, yeah, that's bad stuff. But then I'm like, dude, we have 18-year-olds fighting. Like we target high schoolers. Like we might not be raising them from like childbirth to be soldiers, but in a way, like, I mean, we have child soldiers. I mean, I don't care if you're 18 and you like, I'm an adult. No, you're still a kid. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's way off the subject of long gone days, which we'll probably go there if you're interested in, more nuanced, takes on war and the horrors thereof.
Yeah, you'd love to see it.
Speaking of horrors,
this is okay. Go ahead.
The newest Sonic game is coming out in 2 days.
love the segue.
I'm just kidding. I'm just. I know nothing
All the
about
Sonic
it.
fans are so mad at you right now.
No. This game is coming out in 2 days on the 17th of October. This title will feature local co-op with up to 4 players and online battle mode. Let's check out Sonic Superstars.
Okay, so not gonna lie, Sonic Superstars actually looks really fun. Like, it actually looks great. Like, if you didn't like Frontier for whatever reason or whatever things they're trying to do, you just want a more classic experience, there you go. This is your classic experience. This screams classic Sonic.
Actually, this does look really good.
Yeah, right?
Dang it.
Just like bring the fun back.
They just
we say this all the time.
They
bring
just had to ruin my awesome segue.
Bring the fun back. This looks fun. This
Absolutely.
looks like a good time. Like that's what we're
like. Why has Sonic not been doing this the whole time?
I have no idea.
I mean, to an extent,
Probably
it looks like they've been trying, but I mean, this looks like they're succeeding. I mean, it reminds me a bit of like New Super Mario Bros, but Sonic instead.
Can I be honest?
And I mean that in like a good way.
The issue with Sonic is this, right? And Sonic fans can probably and will disagree. But the big problem with Sonic is that their leadership still wants to fight Mario like the old days.
Oh, that's weird.
And so they want to do all these things that Mario's doing, except they don't understand why Mario does it well and they don't.
Yeah, it could be that. I will say the new Sonic movies, I liked those more than the new Mario movie.
Oh, well, that's at least one thing that they're doing better, right?
Yeah, of course it wouldn't be video games.
But I mean, look,
I'm sorry.
Look, Sega's got the money. Like, if they really want to pump out a good Sonic game, they certainly can.
That would be great. I would love to see a Sonic RPG.
I would like to see oh, you know what? Yeah.
I think they had Dark Brotherhood on DS. Haven't played it, but I would love to try like a Super Sonic RPG. Yeah.
Hey, Sega, how about that? You know, like what? Mario's got at least 2 RPG out by now.
Oh, he's got several. Yeah. The Sticker Star stories like Mario and Luigi, Paper Mario, Mario RPG. Like they got a few series of Mario RPGs. I think. Come
on, Sonic.
Yeah, they got Atlas. Could you imagine? Imagine a Super Mario RPG. How it had like a crossover with like Oh no, that's Kingdom Hearts I was thinking of. But imagine like a Kingdom Hearts style crossover between Sonic and Atlas RPG characters.
That's the thing. They have
as long
Atlas.
as they don't romance. My God, stop it.
Oh yeah, please don't. Please do not have Sonic romance a human person ever again. Ever again. You have Amy Rose for a reason. Why don't you just keep Amy for it's fine. Like Mario's got Princess Peach, you've got Amy Rose. Like,
but seriously,
cool.
that would be pretty cool if we could get like a crossover there. So yeah, that's Sonic Superstars again. It's coming out in just a couple of days. Keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yes. All right. And the last of the coming soon, releasing soon, actually coming this week game is something from Arxis Games. The social thriller game, Inescapable, no rules, no rescue, will be released on the 19th on all modern platforms. So everything. It's
All
on
right.
everything. Yeah.
All
No reason not to play it. Let's take a look at the trailer and we'll talk a little bit more about it.
All right.
All right, Arceus Games, yeah. So this one is appealing to all the people who are, the Danganronpa fans, the Zero Escape fans, those kind of things. So you are put into one of those situations again, where you're in a death game, you're kidnapped and put into a death game.
Oh.
And
kind of okay.
kind of like Saw, but you're on an island.
Kind of like
Yeah.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, kind of.
This is
Except, has a lot to do with like, trust and deduction and murders.
Okay.
And,
It's a bit more of a suspense than.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, it's not like, because Battle Royale is just blind kill. Like, I can just I just kill everyone right now. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, there's some stealth element here in kills, and you suspect people, and
Yeah. Imagine a Battle Royale RPG. That would be pretty interesting.
Battle Royale RPG.
Yeah, like one based on the IP Battle Royale.
They have a game like that. It's called Fortnite.
No. An RPG, not a rocket propelled grenade RPG, a Japanese style RPG based on
Fortnite but turn based.
And you know what I'm talking about, right? The movies Battle Royale.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
And in fact, did you know this? Fortnite got actually was it Fortnite or PUBG? One of them got sued by Battle Royale because they said the idea was too similar. I mean, they threw the case out the court, but I think it was PUBG.
Jeez.
Yeah. But basically, PUBG is basically just playable Battle Royale without the high schoolers.
Well, that's part of the problem. Put the high schoolers back in.
Put the high schoolers back in.
As enough about these child soldiers. Now let's put them in Battle Royale together.
Oh no! Oh god. October 19th, tell all your Danganronpa fan friends that there's another one of these games coming at them. I'm sure they're finishing Master Detective Raincoat by now, which is incidentally another one of those kind of like suspense detective, not detective, but like deduction games.
Yeah. Kind of a whodunit kind of.
Whodunit, yeah.
Yeah.
So you want more of that? Check out Inescapable, no rules, no rescue.
So that ties up all of the games that came out since our last episode and the ones that are upcoming before our next episode. So We'll go ahead and move along into the new announcements that we got for some RPG goodness. And this time we're talking about a game from Astral Shift, the 2D horror RPG called Little Goody Two Shoes.
Yes.
Just got a release date. This 90s anime-inspired game is the prequel to Astral Shift's first project called Project Mirror. In it, you will play
Pocket Mirror.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mirror.
Oh, sorry. Pocket Mirror.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
You will play as Elise, who is determined to strike it rich and escape her humble life. I think that's something we can all identify with here. Let's check out the trailer for Little Goody Two Shoes.
Let's take a look.
Closely.
This game looks amazing, by the way. It's one of my it's definitely on my watch list for a while. that art style, that 90s anime look, the horror RPG. Look at that. Dude, that's like straight out of the 90s, man.
It is great. I love that.
In Little Goody Two Shoes, you follow Elise as she embarks on a mystical yet dangerous journey. You will need to carefully balance her peculiar social life during the day with braving the dangers of the woods at night.
This is some like I feel like there's some like persona thing going on too. Like you know, like the day
Like
goes
alternate
by.
world. Yeah.
Well, no, like the day goes by.
Oh.
You have to do something during the daytime, and then nighttime you do something. Like the
I
it's not like
see.
a typical RPG where like time basically stands stills until
saw
you
the-
like get to a certain part.
I
of the
saw the day
story.
of the week change. I didn't see a date, like a calendar date, so it might have like a day system, but maybe not a whole fully fleshed out calendar system. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's looking pretty cool.
Yeah, so you have to like you know establish relationships.
Mhm.
There are some people who are like confidants
yeah,
that you
yeah.
can romance.
Okay.
There are tasks that you need to do. You can be accused of practicing witchcraft in that case there'll be a bad end.
Mm-hmm.
And then at night you have to go into the forest and do certain things, and that's where the RPG part comes in.
I'm really hoping I can see a little more of the RPG side of things here soon.
I'm waiting for that too. I think they show you it after all this. This is still talking about like the daytime.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
this is cool and all, but you know, I'm here for the combat.
I'm here for that.
Give me that Dragon Quest stuff.
Building meaningful relationships.
Gross. Meaningful relationships.
And what's a good story without romance? During her adventures, Elise can spend her days forging meaningful relationships with up to
Meaningful
3
relationships.
lovely bachelorettes.
Lovely
Rosamund
bachelorettes.
Reason, a traveling witch who arrives at the village in search of her destiny. Freya, the town's sweetheart who hides a strong and determined heart. Lep Kuhan,
I like the animations a lot, and that anime
I know,
style.
right?
That 90s throwback. It's kind of I can't quite place where it reminds me of. It's just so like general 90s
Oh.
anime look.
Here's the dark.
Oh, okay.
To Elise's particular character.
The
Her
swirly
harsh
eyes.
demeanor strikes some of the villagers as unpleasant, and tensions begin to rise as she becomes increasingly involved with the mysterious forces of the woodlands. Be careful with what you say, for one wrong answer could seal her fate.
Yep, there you go.
Ooh. Okay.
They can suspect you of witchcraft, and that will lead to a bad end.
Elise will have the opportunity to venture into the woods. A supernatural and mystical place that hides many secrets and, potentially, the answer to her dreams. These sprawling,
What is that
fantastical
following her?
dungeons are filled with unforgiving puzzles and dangers that will require you
Okay.
to employ all your wits.
So far,
and
I'm
make
still not
careful
seeing
use
much
of
like
the resources
in the way of
order to make it out
RPG
alive.
style
Maybe
combat.
it's more
but-
of an act. Well, maybe this is
Maybe
more
more
of an
adventure.
adventure game. Yeah.
Oh wait, she has hearts. I can see in the upper left. But maybe that's just
you
like
know-
number of hits you can take.
You know what? This might end up being more like what's that game? What's that other game? Shoot.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that
The one with the little
that one.
flashlight, the girl in like I don't know.
No, not that one. I was gonna say Corpse Party, something more like Corpse Party,
Oh,
where
okay.
like yeah,
Corpse Party didn't have a heart-based system for like hit points though, so this might be something entirely different. I'm guessing maybe you just have a certain number of hits that you can take before you die, but there's no okay. Based on that, I don't see any real combat. It's just you can take hits, but otherwise you just try not to die.
I think it's mislabeled. I think this is more of an adventure game than like an RPG. But it still looks great.
Maybe,
so
or maybe they
there's
just
that.
have. Maybe they're just hiding their really cool combat system behind the paywall.
You don't get to fight anything in this trailer.
Well, you can play Goody Little Two Shoes on Halloween night. It's coming out
Yes.
on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, S, and Switch and PC via Steam.
Yeah, this game is actually being published by Square Enix.
Yeah, that's
You won't
wild.
believe it. Right.
Does not look like. Somebody says reminds him of Yomawari, which
Yomawari is the flashlight game.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of too. But
that one also doesn't have a heart system, but it's definitely very reminiscent of it. That isometric look, and
like just trying to run away from dangers and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely playing. I've been eyeing this game for a minute. Like as soon as I saw the art style, and I do like horror game as much as Derek does.
God, it's like a Bishoujo. I think like that's the phrase that comes to mind is the Bishoujo style RPG or video game.
It looks great.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of that 90s art anime style, especially, check that out.
What you don't see is that later on she transforms into a Sailor Scout and blasts everybody away with Eldritch blasts.
We already have an RPG with a bunch of Sailor Scouts, remember?
That is true. Yeah.
Yes. And Shakespeare. Okay, moving on. We've got a announcement from Clouded Leopard. It just announced the international release of their B-movie inspired third-person shooter game called Earth Defense Force 6. I got a trailer for that too.
I'm guessing the 6 is not actually.
Oh no, they have a 5th game. It's on Steam.
Do they have actually like all 5 games?
Yes.
Prequel. Oh really? I thought it was just part of like the B-movie shtick where it's just like they like they just added a random number to the end. Like
no.
They
have those previous games on previous systems.
Wow. Okay. Well, now I'm interested. What do we got going on?
Take a look at the game.
All right.
So this is very much a what's the word? What's that? Starship Trooper kind of deal, except like all the bugs invaded Earth. And so you're kind of fighting back, hence Earth Defense Force. Like you're fighting against these like insectoid that's hunting down people.
Okay.
Where the B-movie part comes in is their in-game dialogues. In-game dialogues are so poorly written, and so like cliche.
So saving a buck on the writing team is what they're calling B-movie inspiration. That's fine.
They didn't say that about themselves. I said it about them.
Okay.
But if you play the game, you will see it's so bad. It's so bad, but so great because it's so bad. They do not take themselves seriously at all. It is great. There you go. That's the kind of dialogue that you get in the game. Every stage, you get these little one-liners. We must unite to live another day. Like, I don't know, some stuff like that. They just have like
English audio subtitle version. The battle begins in 2024.
Look, the game, this is not a game that this is not a kind of game that we usually talk about in this channel, but I will tell you this, EDF is extremely, extremely fun, mindless fun for you to just play online with friends. So if you just want a fun game where game does not take itself seriously.
We did mention that this is also a niche news show, not just RPGs.
True.
So
true. Yeah.
So this is
so
this is all our wheelhouse.
I've been playing this with like 2-3 other friends online. We're like 100 some stage in EDF 5, and we haven't finished the game yet. It's just full stupid. I highly recommend it. With just getting a couple of friends and just like maybe play over the internet on a weekend. Amazing fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's Earth Defense Force 6. All right. Yes. So next up, we've got a game called The Legend of Legacy HD Remaster.
Pointy legs.
Yeah, that's it. NISA have announced that they will be releasing an HD remaster for the remastered version of the 2015 Furyu game called The Legend of Legacy. The game is basically the Alliance Alive's predecessor, so expect some similar gameplay and aesthetics.
Yes.
So
I mean, check that out. 2015 was such a long time ago. I'm pretty sure you guys want to take a look at the trailer to see what we're talking about.
2015, a long time ago. Man, can I go back? 2015, man.
I know.
It's a different world. It's like wanting to go to pre 9/11.
Right?
It's like it's just a little different.
They released this game. Fudu tried to make at the time we all basically called this like a saga game that didn't come from Square Enix because they have very similar kind of like play and feel. Like the weapons degrade, you can like spark skills, and it's a lot of hallmarks from the saga series. It's like a saga game that's like not like from Square Enix is what it felt like. And then later on they released another game, as you guys know, called Lions Alive, and that one kind of like refined the experience more and put more of a focus on a story element.
Yeah. And that one's already on Switch also, I think.
Yeah.
So it's cool that
coming back to do this.
Yeah. Now both of them will be available, it looks like. So that's really nice.
Pointy legs.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's probably the one I was thinking of. And in fact, like there's... Yeah.
This was a DS game, so, you know?
Yeah.
Well, 3DS.
Yep.
Yeah.
DS,
So
3DS. Just the pointy legs.
Pointy legs.
And big heads. It's a thing.
Giant heads.
Oh, yeah. But it looks like they're doing some really good work here on the remaster.
I quite liked this
it.
game when I played it. I really liked it when I played it. So there's like very little hand holding. The game is pretty hard for people who have never played like a saga game before, but it's definitely a little less approachable than Alliance Alive in my opinion. But it's a fun game if you want a challenge.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you can expect to play it sometime in spring of 2024 on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC via Steam.
Via Steam. All right, let's shift gear a little bit again and talk about a game that is not an RPG again, the highly anticipated sequel from French Bread and Arc System Works. Under Night in Birth 2, Celes is coming this winter. What kind of title is this?
Oh, I mean, is it difficult to say Under Night in Birth 2, Celes?
Yeah, but what does any of those words mean?
I mean, that's the thing, man. Once you hit a certain point, you don't need where we're going. We don't need words to connect properly.
Anyways, the title will be the final chapter to the Hollow Knight storyline. So let's take a look at the trailers and see what the heck we're talking about here. So this is gonna be a fighting game. That's something that I forgot to write in. This is a fighting game. Yeah, 2D fighting game. It is not loading.
It's there. We go.
Oh,
I got it. Yeah. I fixed it. Everybody.
System works.
It's okay.
French Bread. Yeah. I think this game was featured in
10 years in the making.
Wow, it's a long time.
Blaze Blue Cross Battle. I want to say it is.
You know what else has been 10 years in the making? My 10-year anniversary tease, which you can get shop at SuperDereckRPGs.com.
I was waiting for it. Like, go on, tell us, do it.
See the linked pinned link in the chat.
Yes. Yeah, I think this game was in Blaze Through Cross Battle. The one with I think it was like P4G. No, P4G, P4 characters.
Yeah.
Was it P4? Yeah, P4 characters. Ruby, Blaze Blue, and this game. It was like 4 games of characters, just like a crossover game with these 4 games worth of characters in that one game. That was fun. But this is the new game as a standalone.
All right.
Yeah. Combos, of course, you name it. So
I'm seeing a lot of menus here. I mean, I like menu-based combat, but I'm not seeing much of the combat. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm good.
Oh, 1/. Yes.
I feel fulfilled.
I think this is one of those games that people really like in Evo too. So I'm sure all the fighter fans are just looking forward to it. They're always looking for good like 2D fighters. A
I
lot of
believe
the
it.
newer ones are all like 3D.
Mm-hmm. I believe it. I mean, I kind of love the aesthetic of 2D.
I prefer the aesthetics of 2D too.
There's something about just the refined, like, frames of animation. And arc system work, just, they do good work.
Yes, they do.
I mean, to make an understatement.
I don't know if Arc. I don't know if they are doing publishing only or are they providing technical support.
Okay.
Crunch Bread's the developer.
Oh, I see.
But Arc System Works is very involved in development, more than just like a mere publisher.
Okay.
So yeah, the relationship is not like, oh, you made the game, good, we'll like print it out and send it out. It's like, no, they're a little bit more involved. So, but to what extent, I have no idea.
All right. Well, that's interesting and good to know. Cool.
Yeah. All right. This game will come out in January 25th on PS4, 5, Switch, PC, and Steam. Physical pre-order is now open, and this is the kind of cool part. Pre-ordering will actually get you the season pass for free. So if you know that you're a fan of like these kind of fighting games and you've been waiting for it, just go pre-order it. You get the season pass. Season pass consists of 3 DLC characters that would be released over time, and instant access to a playable character named Kuon. Apparently, like a new character that's added to this game.
Cool.
So pretty cool.
So,
Yeah.
After having seen that trailer, I can say with certainty that the title, Under Night and Birth Celes, means even less than it did before I saw the trailer. So that's the thing. Like, I mean, I would say it sounds like it was generated by AI, but I don't even think AI can generate anything that bad these days.
So for anyone who's like wondering what I mean by like 2D 3D, I mean that as in like the actual gameplay and not like just the look of the character. Yes, this is a 3D model, is posed on a 2D plane, but you can't move in a 3 dimensions. So 2D fighting versus like 3D fighting, like
no,
Tekken.
there's like strafing, as opposed to like forward and backward.
Yeah,
strafing
like,
from side to side is the thing.
Or like Soul Calibur, that's like 3D. Like you can actually move side to side, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, just want to make that clarification.
All right. So next up, we've got a new Japanese horror game from Nayuta Studio. No relation to the Legend of Nayuta, which I reviewed earlier this week. Called Hollow Cocoon, and it is coming to haunt your dreams this December. This first-person title is set in Japan in the 80s. Okay, I'm coming around. You play as a college student, Minato Jinba, who is returning to his mother's hometown after receiving news of his grandmother's health condition. What he didn't expect was the horror that is waiting for him in this quiet, rural town.
It sounds like a Japanese horror game already. It's like 1980s, check. Going to a rural town, check. Okay. Oh, we all know Derek loves horror games.
So I'm kind of expecting this to be a slightly maybe better version of Loop 8. We'll see.
This is a run and hide kind of horror game, I think.
Oh.
At least from what I know, this is a run and hide kind of horror game. Kind of like what's that other game that kind of like maybe more like Outlast.
Okay.
Like you don't fight back. You run and hide from stuff. Yeah, no fighting back. No Resident Evil. No shooting things.
Yeah, that's a negative for me then.
You can't fight back.
If you can't fight back, yeah, it's just not for me, man.
You gotta stealth away from the ghost.
Like I like stealth missions, with games with stealth mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like that, but I also don't like, I don't know, something about like how I feel like spirits and stuff should be able to like sense your presence
Mm-hmm.
as like another spirit. Like, why would they be affected by a door or a sheet?
Well, that's why you play what's that game called? The one with the camera.
Fatal Frame.
Yeah, that's why you play Fatal Frame. You do fight ghosts with a camera. You know?
Well, yeah, I guess that is one option. The other option is to play this game on the 7th of December. It's coming out on PC via Steam.
All right.
And that about does it for all of the games that were announced since last time. Well, kinda. We got a whole other slew of stuff we'll talk about here during our industry news segment. Baku, take it
Yes.
away.
Oh my God, there's so much to talk about. Quite frankly, I don't know. I didn't think that there was going to be that many things to go over, but here we are. So, let's talk about Compound Heart because that's a company that everyone thinks about when they talk about JRPG. Well, so the story actually starts from earlier this month when we didn't do our show. But early this month, the Compound Heart president and CEO Naoto Tominaga had an interview with Famitsu. Cannot link you to the article, unfortunately, but just take our words for it that he talked to Famitsu, where he shared that their company, Compound Heart, are working on a couple of titles. And as a matter of fact, and this is the part that's got me a little bit more excited, is that they want to focus more on making quality games. If you would believe it.
Interesting. That's
Yeah,
I feel like
know.
that's kind of an admission of making low quality games.
Well, okay, so
Like if I told my boss when I was like, you know, during like a little like one-on-one and be like, yeah, my focus right now is just to, you know, focus on the quality of the work that I do from now on. You know, and just really try.
Just try. So some background, right?
Yeah.
Here's what they said in the Famitsu interview. They said, well, a couple years ago, like 3-4 years ago, the company shifted their focus. The part of the strategy is to make very niche games that focus
Niche down.
on certain, you know, audience. And you know, if you look at a game like Neptunia, which is their flagship, right? It kind of makes sense, right? It does. It makes sense. But something that Compound Heart, and I've been following them for like years now, something that had done maybe in the PS4 era is that they started experimenting on RPGs that, while it has, you know, some fan service element, of course, they can't just like divorce that, does tackle more serious themes and stories. In fact, Death and Request is a game that I've talked about quite a bit. Are there fan service in there? Yes. Is the story absolutely amazing in that game? Absolutely. In fact, it's probably one of the best like written like RPG I've played in a long time. All the twists and turns and plots in there are just incredible. And then they try to do. There's this one other game that has, I think it's like Dragon Star Veneer. I think.
Oh yeah.
Which
Dragon Star
dealt with like darker themes and talking about these people who can turn basically into dragons against their will, and you have to put them down basically. So definitely darker themed games, and well. Not to say that Dark is great, but it's certainly a departure from like their usual Neptunia like affair. And even within Neptunia, like V2 is definitely a departure from their more happy-go-lucky like series where they want to focus on some better storytelling. So that was a nice first step. I think what they're really signaling now is that they want to create more quality gameplay as well to go with those more mature. And by mature, I don't mean dark. I mean just like more experienced writing. So really looking forward to the game. You want to switch over to my screen real quick?
Sure.
Derek. So usually we don't talk about games that don't have English international release date, and we really aren't. We're just saying that this company is coming up with a new site and a couple of games. So this is the new public site that they've created called the 2023-2024 Combat Heart title lineup. And there are a couple of titles that you can look at. We can't link it, but you can look this up yourself. The first thing that they actually have a website for is the Mugen Souls Switch port. So not a new game, but this is the only one that's not a new game. The rest of them are all new.
Wow.
This is the Toho Spell Carnival, which is going to be a new tactical RPG based on the Toho series, which is pretty cool. Didn't think that Idea Factory would be up to make a new Toho game, and a tactical RPG no less.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
Then we have Death and Request Code Xeon, which is actually not a sequel, but kind of like an in-between game that goes in between the first and the second game. Hopefully the writing will be better this time, because I didn't think writing was great. Then we've got something called Todokero Tatakai Calamity Angels. It is a new RPG, and this is more like to their roots, which is more like comedic in nature. But they did stress that it's not going to be just like all funs and games in here. This is going to be, again, an RPG featuring the veteran designer Kei Nanameda, who also worked on Mary Skelter, Fairy Fencer, and Mugen Souls. And then we've got something called Mado Monogatari Tongue-Tied 4. This is the temporary name. So this game is actually had long existence. This is their fourth title. This is a classic dungeon crawler. They haven't really made a new game in this series for like a decade. But if you guys recognize these little like slime looking things on the left, and you think to yourself, Puyo Puyo. Puyo Puyo is like a Tetris-y puzzle kind of game that's really popular. It's actually spin off of Mado Monogatari.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So Puyo Puyo actually spin off from this game.
That's wild. That's really cool.
So they're making a new game in that series. So for anyone who is in the know, this is pretty exciting news. Last but not least, there is a completely unnamed space shooter game that is slated to come out summer 2024. So lots of exciting stuff coming from Compound Hearts. We will be sure to let you all know when they give more information, especially with the Western release.
Awesome. Well, you know what I think about sometimes is like, what would I do if I was ever like, I don't know, the vice principal? Or vice president of like a really successful video game company, and then I stop doing that. What would I do?
What would you do?
Well, former Platinum Games executive vice president and chief designer Hideki Kamiya. Well, he knows exactly what to do. You might know him from like Resident Evil 2, Devil May Cry, Beautiful Joe, Okami, Bayonetta. He recently left Platinum Games.
Tiny Games.
And now he's decided that here's what he wants to do. He made the right choice, I think. He made a YouTube channel. One of us.
He's a YouTuber.
Oh my gosh. While he did not discuss why he left Platinum Games, he did say in his first video that he has no intention to retire just yet. He notes that for unspecified reasons, he cannot work in the industry for a year, probably like a non-compete clause or something like that.
Yeah,
but
probably.
But for now, I mean, gosh, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. Is he going to be an RPG reviewer? I mean,
he's going to be an RPG reviewer.
Maybe we could collab. I'll reach out. As the the senior and larger YouTube channel, I've been around for 10 years. I mean, and I'm celebrating that with my 10-year anniversary T-shirt. Go get yours at shop.superdereckrpgs.com. But I'm thinking like maybe I could give him a leg up in the industry. Show him the ropes.
Let's do a collab with Hideki Kamiya. Yeah, really. Get an interview. Be like, look, like you should be glad that we allowed you on the show, Mister Hideki. Okay, just know your role, sir.
The funny thing is, most likely he's probably already surpassed me in subscribe by now. But that's
With
fine.
2 days,
Probably. I mean, let's be real.
It's Hideki Kamiya, guys. But yeah, but well, here's the interesting part, right? So he did say that he does not intend to make this YouTube channel about like lessons from the industry or the kind of like design lesson. Like he's not trying to turn this into like an education like platform. So what's his name? The guy who did Smash, like Smash Brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so his channel is definitely not always, but most of the videos involve some kind of like discussion or like his lessons learned from like being in the industry and game design and mechanics and like philosophy and psychology. Like he'll talk about a lot of these things. Well, Hideki Kamiya does not intend to do that. However, if he does end up doing it, that'd be kind of cool. But that's not, at least right now, not the intention. He's totally going to review RPG, man. He's coming for your biscuits. He's coming for your biscuits.
I mean, if he wants them, he'll have them. I mean, that's just how it rolls.
Oh boy, yeah. Look forward to seeing what kind of stuff he puts out there. He's gonna ban all his viewers. Exactly. He's gonna do. I think he notoriously like banned people who are talking smack on Twitter. So we'll see. We'll see what he does on
Can
YouTube,
you blame
man.
him though? I mean, come on. Like
Twitter gets kind of dirty, man.
it does.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of coming for your biscuits, if you haven't bought a PS5 already, either because it's too bulky, you couldn't get one, it's too expensive, which I still can't help you. They are coming off a slimmer version this November, so maybe that's the thing that's going to motivate you to finally get one. The slimmer PS5 models will be released in the States anyways in November, and the rest of the world they'll be rolled out over like the next couple of months, right? I think Japan also gets it in November, November 10th, I think was what they said. So they even have a hard date. We only get the month, so. Yeah, but throughout the rest of the world, you will be getting a system. The new systems will be roughly 30% smaller.
Can I say, I've seen the schematics. I mean, I've seen like the size comparisons. Like maybe on paper they like are 30% like in volume, I'm sure, but like as far as a footprint goes, it looks the same. It looks like
the same.
It looks like 10% different. And I realized that it's because we're talking about like cubic. The percentages, they add up, I'm sure, on math, but like it just does not
doesn't look that way.
No,
maybe one of the dimension is shrunk like a good amount, and it's
a bit shorter, and it's like a little bit narrower, but that's a bit. It's like you might an inch, not, it's like maybe half an inch, like not as thick, and then it's like 3 inches like shorter. I don't know. But I mean, honestly, the PS5 is huge though. So, I mean, any amount of like space savings is probably really important to making sure people in Japan can actually have a place to put it in their house.
Well, speaking of space saving, the vertical stand is not free. You have to pay for it. I was like, what? Why?
Just 3D print one or something. Or
yeah, I think it's so stupid.
Oh
like it's $30 too. This thing is $30. 30.
That's plastic, dude.
Yes.
It's a $30 piece of plastic.
Yes. And it's freaking terrible.
I mean, I understand like if people aren't gonna want to use it, like it's a wasted cost, but I mean
well, okay, so I'll get to like the praise part of it.
Okay.
They are upgrading the internal to 1 terabyte, which is nice. But I think the biggest improvement, honestly, is in terms of production efficiency.
Probably
because so the tooling for the original PS5 for the physical and digital edition have some notable differences. Namely, that one has like a disk drive, right? Well, this time, if you look at this, right? So this is effectively the what I'm showing right now. This is effectively the new disc version, where if you remove the cover, there's a removable blue disc drive.
Interesting.
And if you were to put another cover back onto that system, it turns into a digital version. So the internal tooling is the same.
That is an improvement for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, just production efficiency. Like now you only have to one tooling, one set of like production. You just keep creating the digital version, and then you create the disk drive, and you have one package where it comes with the disk drive installed with the plate. That's it, and that's your physical edition. Instead of having two separate models with two separate sets of toolings.
Yeah,
right.
That makes a lot of sense.
Repair. Thank you. Repair. Lord Kaiser said repair friendly. I think repair is going to be a little easier too. So now that everything is standardized, right? So, I think that praise is where praise is due. $30 for the stand is stupid, right?
Yeah.
But this is good.
That is more consumer friendly. And here's the other thing, you buy the digital version because it's cheap. You can upgrade to the physical version later. Apparently, maybe.
Yeah.
Like
if
with
the disk drive ever breaks, replace the disk drive.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see it because I remember like with the PS3 that the Blu-ray disc was like married to the system, or the Blu-ray drive was married to the system. So unless they do something like that, then I mean,
well, this is different because you can literally remove it, like it just unhooks.
Sure, you can remove it. Yeah. Can you add one though? And is it like?
I think you should be able to.
I agree. You should be able to. Yeah. We'll see. It's kind of what I'm getting at. I mean, I hope so. It would make sense for them to sell them separately. But yeah, we'll see.
I think that is the intention. Because otherwise, what they have to do is like, well, you get a digital version, you buy a disk drive, you hook it up, and it marries it, and then you can't get another one. I think that's more work than is worth to add a thing that doesn't benefit them somehow.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering if there's like some extra like anti-piracy measures at play here. Because like if you could hook up an optical drive emulator to your PlayStation 5, then I mean, game over.
I was thinking about what they plan on doing with that, but we'll see. We'll see what they end up doing. So that's the news. It's coming out in November. It will be interesting to see how they actually implement this. I mean, I can say whatever right now, but some of it is, just based on what they say. In practice, we'll see.
Yeah. It's super cool though. I mean, for a system refresh.
Yes.
Next up, Capcom has thrown RPG fans a little bit of a bone, and so I'm just so pleased as punch because, as you know, we've talked about Breath of Fire, the series, a few times over the last several months, and I think that this is just one more sign that Capcom remembers that we exist, that we Capcom Breath of Fire fans exist. So currently, you can now play full versions of 8 classic Capcom games, including the original Breath of Fire, for free on Capcom's Retro Games site. Links are not in the description. I'm sorry. The 8 games
links not in the description.
Links not in bio. The games include Breath of Fire, Ghosts and Goblins, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Mega Man, Mega Man 2, Mega Man X, Street Fighter 2, and Final Fight, which is pretty dang sweet, honestly. I mean, obviously the one that I care most about is being able to, tell people that now if you've been like, oh, I want to play Breath of Fire, but I don't want to get the, Nintendo service that they have, Nintendo Switch Online, and I like the price of free, then now you can do it. You can go onto their website and play it. Like, I mean, sure, like, you could always play ROMs and emulators, but now you can do it officially. Capcom's not trying to nickel and dime us for it. Yeah. That's pretty rad. And the fact that it's part of 8 games that they put on that site, guys, I don't know about you, I feel seen.
You know what? Go play the game. Go play the game. So, because I'm sure they have some kind of metrics, like they know how many people play. Go play the game.
Go
just as a vote for Breath of Fire.
Yeah,
just go play it.
Yeah, do it. It's how we will get through to Capcom. I don't even know. I don't know if that's true or not, but it might. Yeah. It might be.
It might be. Yeah. I mean, a certain Capcom
free games guys
representative talked to Dereck for sure. I know.
Yeah. And as part of, it's really interesting. This is part of Capcom's God, what is this that they're doing this as part
40th?
Of their 40th anniversary, which is 4 times as long as I've been a YouTuber, guys. Get your 10-year anniversary tee. Switched shop.superdereckrpgs.com.
I want to know how many times you're gonna do this for the rest of the show, but I'm counting.
we don't have that much longer, so
3 times.
Again though, everybody, for real, the reason I'm pushing this so hard is that, as far as I know, I think that these pre-sales are probably going to end tonight. So, or if not, hopefully maybe tomorrow. But we'll see.
In like 3 hours.
Yeah. So, yeah, get it while you can.
Right. Okay, so moving on. I just wanted this is more on a personal note. I don't know if this is necessarily industry news or like more like fan community. This is more fan community. Okay, let's say that this is fan community news. Actually, the IndieLand 2023 is coming, and it's going to do a kickoff in 5 days. Actually. So, for those who are unfamiliar with IndieLand, this actually started back in 2018 between the Completionists and the Open Hand Foundation. The event raises money to support research of and for those suffering from dementia. So, if you want to find something that, supports the research into dementia, if you have loved ones who suffer from it, it is very widespread kind of age-related illness. Definitely check it out. I will definitely be supporting this myself. Additionally, as the name of the event implies, it spotlights many indies, so that's like the other cool thing about it. So what they do is there's like a 3 days marathon, right? And it's going to start on the 27th. And actually, wouldn't you know it, on day 1 of the marathon, it's going to include Sea of Stars, Celes, and an upcoming RPG from our friends over at Something Classic Games, Quartet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I was chatting with Ty, and Ty is like, "Oh yeah, like we're gonna be showcased in IndieLand." I was like, "Wait, what? Shut up!"
That's so cool.
Day 1.
That's so cool. Oh man. So yeah, Something Classic, guys. Oh, by the way. Speaking of Something Classic, they also published a game that is also on sale right now on Nintendo Switch called For a Vast Future. It's like $2. It is a Game Boy Color inspired RPG. It's a lot of fun. I put out a little video talking about it a while back. It is pretty rad. Super cheap right now. Go check it out.
Yeah, they're cool guys. So definitely check out IndieLand 2023. Again, I will definitely be supporting them from basically up until I get on the plane, because guess what? That's the weekend that I fly. So yeah, I know. They'll be doing all these fun stuff while I'm in the sky. Well, actually, no, I'll make it for the first day. I'll be there for the 27th. It's the second day that I'm not going to be there. Yeah, so you know what? I'll be able to see them play Sea of Stars and Quartet. Here's the thing, like, because we're in the community, right? Like, whenever I see like a JRPG being played for a thing, I feel kind of proud. Like, I know that's our boy. Yeah, Sea of Stars.
You gotta
Quartet.
you gotta cheer him on. Man,
I know, right?
Quartet, man, I am so looking forward to that. After Something Classic, put out Shadows of Adam several years ago at this point, I've just been following a lot of what they're doing, and this game looks like it's gonna just be so much fun.
Quartet's fun.
I haven't played the demo yet. They gave me a key for the demo. I need to play it, and I'm terrible, so
it's fun.
So I haven't done it yet, but
it's fun.
Yeah, so that's going to be happening while you're in the sky. You said?
No. Day one, I'll actually still be in the States because that's a Friday. I'm flying on Saturday morning, so it's 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm gonna miss 2 of the days, but I'll be there for day 1 of this.
Okay. Well, you know what else is in the sky?
The trails, of course.
Indeed.
Oh my god,
these segues cannot be stopped.
I thought you were going to segue into your shirt again, which, by the way, only has...
Oh, my gosh. How long? My shirt has only... Oh, okay. Just kidding.
What?
It's okay. So, but yeah, speaking of merch, we do have a little Trails in the Sky merch update for you guys.
Yes. So I'm trying to find... I accidentally got rid of the link, so thank you for killing a little bit of time, because I was like, I lost the link. Here you go. Here's the link. We can take a look at it again.
The missing link.
Okay. Yeah, missing link. So some time ago, a little company called Kotobukiya, you may have heard of them. They were releasing some new Trails figures, and wouldn't you know it, they are continuing to release a bunch of Trails figures. So I think like Tio, is it Tio?
Oh,
it's
yes,
Tio, right?
Tio.
Yeah, Tio just got revealed some time ago. And then before that, it was like, Rene got... Ren is actually for
Risha,
pre-order.
Risha as well.
Risha, I have Risha in my in storage because I haven't unboxed it yet. But yeah, but guess what? The next person is none other than the best girl, Estelle Bright. And here's the prototype version that you can see.
That is so cool. That looks like her not Cold Steel, Trails in the Sky SC outfit.
Yes, great. Wow, I don't know how you knew that. But
either SC or I think it was the same outfit in the Crossbow games also. But
this is definitely the SC design. So yeah, a new Estelle figure is finally in prototyping phase. So if you guys remember, it's planning phase. So they passed the first phase. The second phase is prototyping, which is where we are now. And then the third phase would be pre-order. So the 3 Ps: planning, prototype, pre-order. Once you hit the pre-order phase, we'll tell you guys about it. And then you guys can go to like Ami, and then finally make your purchase there.
God, man,
really looking forward to it.
That prototype does look pretty. Well, that's not the prototype. It's just a mock-up, right? Or the model.
This is the prototype.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, I remember who it was now. The witch girl from Cold Steel. That's the one who was recently on sale. On pre-order.
Emma.
Forgetting Emma. Yes. I'm like losing names. But Emma was on pre-order recently. I'd pre-order Emma. That's how I know. I would. Yes. Of course. So if you guys are fans of the Trails series, and I know a lot of you guys are, and you like collecting figures, which I also know a lot of you guys are, definitely check out Best Girl Estelle being prototyped and will be coming soon.
Well, I mean, I do need something to go with my Valimar gunpla that I've finished putting together. So maybe is it to scale?
not with the model, no. But
because I was gonna say if it's to scale with my Valimar, I might be able to afford it.
Boy, can you imagine the figure is to scale to the robot? It would be like this small.
I know.
This tiny little figure, and then like your Valimar right here.
Oh man. Well, the last bit of merch news that we have for you guys is my 10-year anniversary t-shirt is ending. The pre-sale for this is ending tonight. Unless maybe I can get it extended until Monday. But this is my last chance to plug it. So one more time, guys, I would really appreciate it if you check it out, because again, professionally designed, printed by hand locally onto premium high quality t-shirts, guys. I'm saying it. These are incredibly comfortable and durable and sustainable, and I'm super proud of him, and I'm super proud of the fact that I've been on YouTube for 10 years. So
Yeah, dude, congratulations.
well, thank you.
I got the Sage. I hope I won't regret it when I
Dude,
see it.
they're
'cause
both great.
Ivory looks good too.
They're both great. I had them print one of each for me. I'm wearing Sage right now, and they are both great. I love them.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, and in my videos where where I sliced up slimes and dug through garbage cans, that was the other Ivory. So
Yes,
they're both great.
Very durable shirt. I mean, Derek wore it to fight slimes and stuff.
I know.
Yeah, no tears. I mean,
very machine washable. All of the Ditto blood came right out. All right. Well, guys, all right. I think that about does it for tonight's show. But yeah, check out links there's only going to be one link in the description down below besides to all the videos that we showcased for the trailers. But until next time, Baku, have you got any final parting words? Oh, wait. Oh my gosh. I am so oh my gosh. How did I forget? Thank you, Baku. Oh my God. I'm so out of practice.
Y'all heard me say it like 5 times. I'm like,
we're out of practice. Okay. Okay. All right. Super chats. We have some super chats that did come in over the course of today's show. And we are going to respond to those now. Thank you, Baku, for saving me from the egregious error.
You're like, it's time to end the show. It's like, okay, well, Derek doesn't want to read a chat. Don't look at me. It's not my fault.
Oh man. Okay. Okay. For some reason, YouTube's not letting me see the. Okay. There it is. It came from Still Alive.
There it is.
All right. Still Alive says, I've been hearing rumors that the Switch port of Sonic Superstars is not looking so great. So maybe the PS5 version is going to be the one to get.
I wonder if Superstars will be featured on like Steam, because whenever it comes to like multiplayer games or like online play, I just feel like PC does it better. I've never
it can depending on who's doing it. I mean, Sega, how's their track record for PC ports?
I actually don't know because I don't play Sega games. The only thing I play would be like, I don't know, Persona, but it's not like strictly Sega. You know what I mean? Like it's like Atlas, right? And Persona plays fine on PC.
It does.
Like I had a lot of issue, but that was because my computer had issues, not because the game had issues. So, but strictly Sega game, I don't know when's the last time I played a Sega game.
RGG?
Yeah, but that's like Atlas too. It's not strictly Sega. It's like a different development.
It's a sub-developer.
Studio.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we're treating RGG Studio as a different studio than Sega, then I get that. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait for here's the advice. Wait for reviews to come out. Don't pre-order anything ever. Seriously. unless it's my t-shirt.
Dang it, I was waiting for that.
Well, I was not planning that, honestly. but as soon as I said don't pre-order anything ever, and they're like, wait, this is different. This isn't a pre-order. This is just regular order because we're about to make them. So it's different.
No, but you know what? The only thing I would say about the Switch version though is that because you can do like a local multiplayer.
Yeah.
And like the Switch is like pretty handy for local multiplayer games. It's true. Like it's a relatively small system that you can bring anywhere. You can connect like 3 other controllers and then you can just like go at it. Right.
Yeah.
So there's that convenience factor that even actually last weekend I was at my friend's house and someone just busted out a Switch, hooked it up to the TV with they had these like travel dongles that are like travel docks.
Oh, cool.
And I forgot which company made it, but like they just connected to the TV really easy. And they just hooked up their controllers and they just like went to town and they had a lot of fun. So I guess it's like the intended purpose of the Switch, at least, or one of them.
Yeah.
So unfortunately,
Just
if
a more
it didn't
portable
play
dock.
well, yeah, if it
Oh,
didn't play well, that's unfortunate
yeah.
because I think that's like part of the plan is that you can just bring the Sonic game anywhere and go to your friend's house who like doesn't have the game. You can bring yours and then you can just play with them and they have the controllers already. Just link their controllers to your Switch and then just start playing.
Yeah.
Um,
That is super handy.
yeah.
Next up, we got a question here from Dennis Batista, who asked, any chance we get another Dark Cloud game? You know what? I would say chances do feel higher recently than they have for a while. Because for the longest time, level 5 has been just kind of the Yokai Watch machine. They've just been pumping out Yokai Watch. And now with Deca Police, or Decapolis, probably Decapolis, the game, I mean, it looks a lot more along the lines of like a Dark Cloud already. And I will say Dark Cloud 3, they did start making it once upon a time, but then they turned it into Rogue Galaxy. So it's possible Deca Police could even have once upon a time been a Dark Cloud like game. I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes out. But I wouldn't be surprised if it has some similarities. Actually, I would be very disappointed if it didn't. So hopefully Deca Police comes out and shows level 5 that people like us who want fun action RPGs that are not necessarily made for children exist, and we will play them. We'll buy them and support them. So hopefully, I mean, it's not like on a scale of like 1 to 10, I would say my certainty of it happening went from like a 2 to a 4. Like it's still low, but it's possible. It's double what it was before. So yeah, it is what it is though. We'll see. Still alive.
That makes sense.
Oh, did you have anything else you wanted to add to that before I move on to the last?
Well, I was gonna say, you know why they had to pump up so many Yokai Watch games?
For the money?
Yeah, for the money.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they need that money to do like other development, right? So they need to build that capital first. To be like, okay, now that we have some capital, we can play around with some pet projects, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Dark Cloud might have been at least in part funded by Sony, which might also be a reason that they haven't reprised it. I don't know.
Makes sense.
But it could be kind of a Sony IP. Because it was like a launch title for PlayStation 2. Okay, next up, Still Alive says, how do you guys feel about Best Buy no longer holding physical media next year? Are you ready for future consoles to be digital only?
Well, they said that they'll still sell games. All they said is that they won't hold like movies and such. So yeah. So originally, I was gonna have that as one of the topic we were gonna touch on as like an industry thing. Particularly, I mean, specifically for the reason that you're bringing it up. But then I read it through again, and they said that no, we'll continue to sell games, like physical. We just won't sell like blue disc movies and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, games may get axed in the future, but that's not what they're saying right now.
I mean, I think that if they were to do that, I mean, it would suck because Black Friday deals would be a little bit worse,
Yeah.
Because I think that Best Buy does generally have pretty good sales on games sometimes. But if that was bad for if they stopped doing that, honestly, it would just bode better for other places that do sell physical games. I don't see them going away. Like, I mean, for instance, GameStop is a company that has been selling a lot of games physical. It's kind of their bread and butter.
Right.
If Best Buy went away, if they stopped doing physical games, I'm pretty sure GameStop would be very pleased by that turn of events.
Yes, like one less competitor. Now come and join our cell phone plan.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, well, I don't think they sell cell phones, do they? They sell Funko Pops and other collectibles.
That's Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the wrong. Nope. No,
Yep,
they
yep.
haven't slooped down to that level yet. But don't give them bad ideas because
No, I mean they're doing fine, and they have they got a lot of collectibles and other things that they can also sell. But physical games for now are like, yeah, they're not going anywhere.
yeah, let's hope so. So.
I'm willing it into existence.
What happened to Breath of Fire, sir?
I mean,
will that into existence?
It's on my shelf. All right.
Oh, like a new game.
Oh yeah. A new Breath of Fire. Yes, I'm willing that into existence as well. New Breath of Fire. All right. So, that covers all of the super chats. So, yeah. Any final thoughts for the people at home?
Yeah. Go play some indies.
Yeah.
Go play some indies.
And some Breath of Fire 1. And some Breath of Fire 1.
And buy a t-shirt.
Oh yeah. Oh God. How did I forget to say that? Did I mention that? Okay. All right, everybody. Have a good rest of your night. We'll see you on the other side. Here you go.
Good night.
Shop to Super Dereck.